Man, I had a show all lined up. I had 5 fast thoughts. I had forum static. I even had a classic game I was gonna break down that I saw on my recent trip to Greece. But I got closer to recording time, and I sat here in the chair in the Coast to Coast Pinball Studios, and I just decided to call a friend and talk about pinball instead. So that's going to be episode number 234 of Coast to Coast Pinball. Let's go. Hey, Josh Sharp.
Hey, Nate. Is this Nate?
Yeah,
Nate Shivers?
I know, you're juggling podcasts. How many are you doing today, by the way?
Well, we're not doing ours. Right?
Ours.
I'm guessing on yours.
Yeah, this is Coast to Coast Pinball.
This is not Wide World of whatever we do.
We'll do
whatever
that.
we did.
We can't do that without Steve. It's just not. It's the three-headed monster.
Well, and I'm pretty sure you have no idea what's going on in competitive pinball. It's hard enough for you to keep track of new games.
I know. You're trying to upset everybody, changing the world, making things different. Something about $1. I don't know. Like, what?
We'll catch you up down the road.
I mean, I do actually want to ask you about that. So you've talked about the changes with all of your, Stern Pro circuit and your IFPA charging $1 and I don't need the story because the story's out there, and if somebody listening to this doesn't know what we're talking about, it's out there. Josh is trying to ruin competitive pinball.
Right, slowly.
And so I kind of want just the update on the fallout now of where we kind of ended up with everyone has to pay $1 to be a sanctioned event. Where are you at with that?
I mean, I opened up a Stripe account. So, I mean, that was one of the things that I had to do before the year ended to be able to start the collecting process. But yeah, man, we're all in. We're all in.
Do you have a feel yet for how many tournaments you will lose over this?
No, but lose is also like what I've the emails now. It's sort of like the 12 stages of grief or whatever. Yep. Like people are moving into the acceptance phase. So. Like, what I thought would happen is you have these events that are playing every week now and reporting results every week that are now like, hey, man, so what would our grading look like if we graded out monthly? And it's like that would cut their fees down to $0.25 a week instead of $1. And, I can sort of look through their history of results and say, like, hey, guys, you grade out so low. Like, take our monthly, for example. We grade out at like 32%. So we can literally do 3 months at a time and not like lose any value and pay 33 cents a month instead of $1 a month. So people are like figuring out sort of the whoppers to money ratio and how to be most efficient. So if my monthly now submits quarterly, did we lose 8 events on the calendar? Well, technically yes, but are we playing the same amount? Well, yes. You know what I mean? So it's kind of tough to know how many events we're gonna lose. It's like if we really lose them, like they stop existing, or if they change how they report.
Interesting. It's the whole thing's very I don't know.
Fashion forward?
Well, it's just funny to watch because, IFPA was built so much as this like, hey, we're just here for pinball, man. We're just trying to like get a lot more people play pinball. I'm sure if we go back in the archives, you've probably said that on this show a bunch of times. Like,
sure,
we just want to do whatever to make more people play pinball. And then you got people sort of addicted on the juice and used to the whoppers.
It's the long play, right?
Yeah, then you're like,
the 11-year long play.
Oh, yeah, that whopper's $1, by the way.
But it isn't, depending on how there's also execution points on how you're working that dollar in, right? Like if you go to Pinburg,
I'm going to Pinburg. I'm going to win Pinburg. If you didn't know that,
so you're going to Pinburg.
Yeah.
Like your entry fee into Pinburg isn't $101, right? Like it's $100, and next year it'll be $100. Like the winners are going to pay for it. So if you have an issue with the dollar, like unless you win. Like it really didn't impact you. Now, there's obviously the whole if you're upset on principle or whatever, then go sing yourself a sad story somewhere and worry about it. But like, so many people are figuring out ways that the casual person who isn't likely to win doesn't have to pay more, and I think that helps, right? Like, so
Yeah.
if you do like a winner's tax and it comes out of the winner's pot, then you literally upset one person out of the entire tournament if they're funding the bill, and everyone else is fine.
I thought it was interesting because once somebody decides they're going to go to a major tournament, I think that dollar is absolutely insignificant. But it was fun to watch the argument of how much does the dollar mean to the weekly tournament.
Yep, sure.
And you know, I don't want to judge what a dollar means to anybody. You had the people on one side, on the far side, saying, "Oh, it's just a dollar. How could you even worry about a dollar? You're playing pinball, for crying out loud." And then the other
Right.
people saying, "But it's my dollar, and I want to know where my dollar goes." So I don't know. I don't mean to rehash the whole conversation.
No, I get it. It's understood, and we certainly understand if if events do go away altogether or run as events that are not sanctioned, like that's fine. And really, I actually don't mind if they run as for fun tournaments. Like, I love the fact a lot of people, man, a lot is a strong word, but like, people have rookie leagues or like whatever, novice nights or whatever, where it's on purpose. Like, if you're ranked in the top 5,000, you're not allowed to play. And those
that
events
sounds
exist.
crazy. Where are those?
I know, but like, they're great, and it gets like, you know that the winner of that event that night is going to be like some guy who's definitely never won before. So it's sort of like, the minor league baseball aspect of it. So, are we going a little bit more pro? You're like, yeah, we're trying it. We're trying it.
Speaking of pro, so you went out and you got Stern to partner with the IFPA, to partner with Papa to create the Stern Pinball Pro Circuit. I think it's a fantastic idea.
Hey, thanks, man.
I think I did a little dance when I saw it. You had hinted at this over the years. You had this idea that you wanted to get to, and I didn't know it'd come out quite like this. What are your thoughts now that it's out there and everyone's gotten to kind of hash through it a little bit?
I think it's been certainly, compared to the dollar announcement, far more positively received than I don't have too many emails in the inbox with people expressing like frustration over it.
I'm guessing you have tournaments that want to be a part of it.
Yeah, but I mean, what's kind of funny is like the fact that the selection process isn't subjective. It's like, I did have one person that was like, "Hey man, we're building a great scene over here and we'd love to be on the circuit." And it's like, awesome. Run it for 3 years and get enough people there that your point value is high enough that you make the cut.
End of story.
Like, there's nothing else to be said. Like, pretty pleased with sugar on top. All these people really, we get all this media attention. It's like, all that stuff is great. And every circuit event should strive to, have all of those good intangibles associated with their event. But yeah, us moving to like an objective process, it's really easy to answer questions.
So who's getting booted that's gonna not be happy about this?
Who's getting booted?
That's what we want to know.
Right, I know. Let's see. Here we go. So we don't know for sure, right? Because there's still like more events this year that figure.
Absolutely.
So, but if you include like the projected numbers, which is like if they haven't played in 2017, it's the average of the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Rocky Mountain would be out.
Okay.
MagFest would be out.
Okay.
Pinball at the Zoo would be out. Bat City Open that just took place would be out. And Cactus Jacks would be out.
Okay. Some of those
That's the bubble.
A few of those are surprising to me. A few of those are not.
Yep. But and then you have like on the waiting, the next 5 or whatever. I feel like it's like March Madness, right? Like the first 4, last 4 in, first 4 out.
Exactly.
The first 5 in, if you just count North American tournaments, assuming that Europe is still going to give us a middle finger on this thing because of the money thing. Probably. Pinball Expo, flip out.
Yep.
California Extreme.
Yep.
Portland Pinbrawl.
That makes sense. Is that a Is that a real limited tournament?
128, I think.
Okay, that's fine. That's good.
Northwest Pinball and Arcade Show.
Okay, yeah.
And it's a huge show, right?
Huge, great show.
Texas style, great show.
Yep.
And Pinfest, Allentown.
That all, it's funny because no offense to any of the ones that are on the way out, there's not a lot of arguments there from what I've seen and what I know that isn't overall. I don't want to pit anyone against anyone other, but if you take the overall group, one or the other, I think the group going in is probably a little bit higher profile, heavier hitters, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. I mean, based on, since we haven't done the rankings like this before, all 5 going in are all higher scoring point-wise than the 5 going out, which won't necessarily be the case next year, right? Like the Seattle show could be 20th next year and leave and be replaced by Bat City Open that was maybe 5 points less than it.
Yes.
Because no matter what, the lowest 5 will leave. Just to make sure that, because there is an inherent advantage to circuit events getting, better attendance.
Sure, absolutely.
So you don't want to start the death spiral of once you're on the outside, it's like, no, I can never get back in.
Is that sort of like what they do over here with the soccer, with the football, where?
I don't know. You tell me, man. Do you still call it soccer? You call it football now?
Soccer, from what I've been told by the know-it-alls over here, is an English word. They started it. They continue with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Right. Because the highfalutin types in England didn't want to play a sport called football, so they invented the word soccer to sound more fancy. Apparently, that's what I've heard. But yeah, I think some of the leagues, like to move on to like the Champions League, the bottom ones always go out. Maybe,
I thought that. Yeah, that's based on. It's sort of like it's to prevent like the intentional tanking, right? Like if you tank in the NBA for a good draft pick, you just get the good draft pick. Whereas like if we followed those rules, if you tanked in the NBA, you'd be like kicked into the development league the following season. Exactly. It's like, oh my God, Memphis is out of the NBA. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's a great idea. Okay, good. Well, lots going on, man. You guys are staying busy over there at IFPA headquarters, which I'm sure looks a lot like your cell phone.
It looks a lot like my son's room.
Tell me who's the best pinball player in the world right now.
I guess Zach is at the moment.
He's the highest ranked. Is he the best? Is he?
He is.
He is the highest ranked.
Nah, I mean,
who's the world? Keith's,
right?
Keith's,
if you ask Zach, even if you ask Zach, Keith's the best, man.
Keith's the best, and they're in the same city now. All of you guys.
They are.
What's the gravitational pull of Keith Elwin in Chicago going to be like?
I don't know, man. It depends on where he takes his semi-retirement, right? Like. We'll see if he joins our pinball league, which it ends in July, so this season's going to be done, and then it starts in January. But I don't know if he even would play in our league. I don't know. He's on like my pace right now, which is like major or bust is sort of what he's playing.
Yeah,
major or bust or Star Wars streaming.
Well, that's important.
That's where Keith plays.
That's work.
That is work. So
you did star on the Dead Flip Star Wars stream from the factory at Stern Pinball the other day.
Only because Waze took me home, and it just happened to be that route that night. What can I say?
I believe it. So it's early, but what'd you think of the game?
I thought it was promising. There was. I was joking with Dwight. I'm like, it's a good thing, with this LCD that you guys haven't gone the path of trying to make games even more confusing. And it was just like, in Game of Thrones, you choose your house. But here, you get to choose your character and then choose their skill shot, which then, changes their path to whatever. I'm just like, dude, I seriously felt like I was like 3 credits short of graduating pinball to be able to understand what the heck was going on.
Isn't that almost inevitable, though, that they go like too far with it at some point, at least once?
I think I was soapbox bitching to Greg Dunlap online about like the death, the Pat Lawler, like Addams Family, we drove the car to the cliff, and then on Twilight Zone, we drove it over.
Yep.
And it's like, imagine like dropping Star Wars at the same trade show as Twilight Zone, and be like, you think you like Star Wars got driven over the cliff and like hit every branch down between the top of the mountain and the bottom of the Grand Canyon.
I love when I hear people still say Twilight Zone's the most complicated game ever made. I'm like,
right.
oh, really?
Like, are you kidding?
Let me introduce you to The Walking Dead.
Are you kidding? I now have to use my chin to press a button as much as my hands.
Yeah. What about? So, what's more complicated? Do you think, in bare bones fashion, Star Wars or Dialed In?
Star Wars.
Star Wars,
for sure.
Just so many choices.
Dialed In on its foundation is still kind of a basic mode game. I mean, it's kind of really like an updated high tech take on more of that classics '90s game. It doesn't have it has a risk reward aspect to it with like the SIM cards. Have you played it, or I'm talking to you and you're like,
I've watched a bunch of streams. Okay. No, I've watched a bunch of streams, and it seems a little complicated just because I don't know what's going on.
No, I mean it's basic like modes. There's regular modes. There's the multi-ball, and there's the Crazy Bob side awards and the whatever drones stuff that's going on. But it's really just a basic mode game, and through your play in the modes, you can collect a SIM card that then increases the value of those modes going forward. So the better you play, the bigger points you can get in not wanting to time modes out. But like Star Wars, you're moving a multiplier that changes between 2 and 40, and timers are going down, and you're choosing
galore.
Han Solo, which then like out of the 12 modes available, like 4 of them are blocked out. Why? I don't know. And it's nuts. It's nuts. It's nuts. And I think like since the DMD, like pinball, it's like I understand that for today, like it's short term, it's servicing today's market very well, and I think Star Wars is going to service today's market very well. I mean, the game right these days, it's like podcasts, Nate. The game these days is content, right? And Star Wars has you don't swear in your podcast, poop ton of content. And that's really good. And regardless of whether it's easy to understand or hard to understand, I mean, it really doesn't matter anymore. I'm done. Like pinball in its current form is just, it's not going up against our Raw Thrills product to earnings per square foot.
No. And
as much as I love my work and I love pinball, I'd love to see pinball compete for that square footage. But I just don't have to worry about it. And I don't have to worry about it with how the game is played and designed today, which is fine for me at work.
Sure.
One less competitor to worry about, but long term, something's going to have to happen.
You just think it's gotten too complicated.
Dude, that's like an understatement. Like Twilight Zone is still too complicated for normal people.
I love that argument, and I love but isn't the crux of everything, though, is what's been driving this resurgence in pinball, though, is the home buyer, and the home buyer craves depth and rules.
I have ideas.
It's a conundrum because I've been reading about how the cliff is coming in pinball, sales for what, 3 years now, 4 years. We were supposed to be done with, sales. And I don't see it slowing down.
No,
I don't see Stern not hiring new people and not building more games.
No, it's like, and in this industry, because like you never know when the recession's going to hit or whether the next product you make is going to suck or whatever. Like, dude, while the fire hose is going, pick up the bills, pick up the $100 bills that are on the floor because they might not be there tomorrow.
All right, Josh, so I've been stepped out for a little bit on stuff, but what I have still watched is the downloads of my show, because I guess my ego can't help it.
Right before I go to bed, what I do is I check all 250 episodes to see where they're at.
It's funny. They've changed my analytics. I can only see like the last 6 months, so I actually had to record a show just so I could make sure somebody's still good.
You saw the last 2 shows.
I'm just kidding.
Good.
But lots of downloads, but I can't see page views on my website. I'm getting thousands of page views a week on my website, and there's nothing there. There's nothing to look at. And I'm getting thousands of page views. Like, who is this? But I was trying to show Teresa a couple streams on YouTube, and we were on the TV browsing through YouTube through the PlayStation, and I had just gone into like Jack Danger's Dead Flip, channel, and was floating through. And she's like, "Wow, he has a lot of videos." And I forget, I was looking for a dialed in video, and so I found the Buffalo Guys, the Broad Even pinball stream. But I was just flipping around.
Yep.
There is so much pinball on YouTube now,
dude. It's crazy.
I mean, oh my gosh, like a lot.
Yeah, your Pinball with the Pros would have a tough place to settle in all that content.
It's. I
Where's
thought
my Walking Dead, man? Where's my Walking Dead?
You know what? I promise you, someday that will come out. I promise you that.
You did. You beat me on it. I'm surprised you wouldn't at least just edit it to like the first 5 minutes where you beat me on the first game and then just shut it down.
I should do that too. No, but like seriously, like I'm not going to vouch for all the content being great. But I did see some things just flipping through some videos that I was really impressed with. Like, wow, look at the editing they put into this. Well, look at the thought here. Pinball's still growing. And the negative folks want to believe that it was just this blip on the screen, but I don't think so. I
think like what I noticed too, if I dance through like the streaming and stuff, that if I'll jump on Twitch and just see like, oh, I wonder who's broadcasting under pinball related stuff, dude. It's a lot of the virtual stuff too.
Yeah. Well, that's always been something I have been surprised at, is how many people write to me and say, "Hey man, I found your podcast because some guy on the virtual pinball forum suggested it." Dude,
the reach, it's funny, we were talking here at work about, we just released a game called Cruisin' Blast, and I don't know if you remember
Cruisin' USA
from the arcades, but that series. So we negotiated the brand, and we were very excited about sort of tapping into that nostalgia license. And then like halfway through the project, we all sort of had our moment here of like, does anybody care about this brand anymore? And just so we started having like second thoughts about like, why are we using this brand that's 30 years old, 25 years old? And I think what we failed to realize, even outside of the arcades, because Eugene was telling me, there's 70,000 Cruisins, that many of which are still out there on location because operators don't want to update their equipment. But like the fact that it was a launch title on Nintendo 64, like the number of people that actually know Cruisin' from home console games, like blows away the number of people that found it in the arcade.
Definitely. I'm looking at your Raw Thrills Cruisin' Blast game, and it looks like a rainbow has thrown up all over the cabinet.
Yeah, man. We don't do subtle over here.
No.
That's cool. There is no subtle.
How much time do you spend playing these games as an employee on the more business side of Raw Thrills?
If there's a new build, downstairs where we're trying a new concept or something, we'll go down. We'll have like a pizza party everyone has to play, maybe once a quarter. It's like a quarterly review, and then you got to fill out a little, form of like things you liked, things you didn't.
Interesting.
I'll try to get down there. Depends on the game. If a game is fun, like I'll go down there and play, every day for a little bit.
Very cool. What else we got, Josh? What else you want to talk about?
You tell me, man. What do you think of Star Wars? Share your. People don't care about my opinions. What are your opinions
they do.
on what you saw?
So I thought it was. I said on the last show that it just was going to be built for speed, and that's exactly what I saw. I mean, you said it in the stream. You're like, that's a lot faster than I thought.
It's so fast, and it was set at like 5.5 degrees. Like I looked at the back legs, and they were totally shallow. And I'm just like, man, I can't wait for our launch party when I jack those legs up.
Yeah, it looked fast. The Pro looks a little. I don't want to use the word stripped down because that's not fair. Watching an Aerosmith stream back to back with a Star Wars Pro stream, it really sticks it in your face, like how much the art package can like give you the depth of everything. Yep. And Ghostbusters and Aerosmith, and then Star Wars. It's definitely a step down in the overall visual.
Welcome to Lucas licensing, my friend.
Yeah, I know. And that's why Teresa, she's like, I want to talk about I'm like, no, we're not doing that again. But
right.
It is what it is. It's a decent looking game.
Lucas licensing rivaling HBO licensing for pain in the ass award.
Just rough. I know, but it obviously it has that Steve Ritchie flow. It has that familiar. You know where you're aiming. You could probably close your eyes and kind of know what you're doing on that game.
You know what? It's funny, like playing it. There is something to, and I feel that sense with like Pat Lawler games too, where like. Well, it's weird, right? Because you're just pressing a button and firing a ball into a random piece of space. So, like, whenever you use the word "feel," it's always like, "What the hell does that mean?"
It's there, though. It's there.
It is. Like, for some reason, like Steve, more than any other person, like when you shoot a ball at like the spot where you want to feel good to release it, it's like the ramp is there. You know what I mean? It's almost like. I could just playing Star Wars, like I wasn't even looking up. I'm just like looking down, and it's just like I'm going to fire the ball at like where I think Steve Ritchie should put this ramp, and it's like bam, right in the center of the ramp. It's like he knows the spots so well,
and I'm sure he knows that he knows the spots. Like he's aware that he knows that, so it's probably why a lot of his layouts have similarities.
Yeah, it's tough because I feel like with Borg stuff, like his designs are more unique and different and whatever, and it's like. He sort of just like the ramp fits where it fits, and it's like you can find it on the flipper. It doesn't always mean that it's a little bit more of like that unnatural feel. But where with Steve, it's like I'm just going to sort of like let the ball go towards the end of the flipper where I think like an orbit would be with a spinner, and it's just like you can close your eyes, look down, and it's just like right about there, and you just nut a spinner because it's just like it's where the natural flow of a game just falls. It's weird.
It's very true though, because I'm thinking of the John Borg games, and John has shots on almost every game that I can think of.
They're crazy, and it's like, and they're hard because they're kind of unnatural, and it makes it hard. Like his games are harder.
Even something like Kiss, right? Like that up the middle shot. That shot doesn't feel right.
Yeah, right. It's weird. It's weird.
And obviously, The Walking Dead. I mean, that thing's just full of stuff that's awkward.
It's such a great way,
and it really good. I know.
It's just weird. It's so different feeling, which is always makes me. It's a fun word to use when describing whacking a ball around a piece of wood.
Did you find it odd at all that they're re-releasing some AC/DC units around the same time as we're seeing Star Wars?
No, if there's demand.
Yeah, I mean that's the business side of it.
If there's demand to sell a product, sell the product.
I agree completely.
And I think was AC/DC. Did they release that digitally? No. Yes. No.
Yes.
Yes. So if there was, I would assume that there was probably some license agreement there to then that probably extended to being able to build more real games with whatever the window was to be able to sell the digital game.
I believe they got like $100,000 plus on Kickstarter to get that out digitally.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Yes.
So yeah, man, dude, Gary's always been really, even back in the day when Williams would run a game and then it would just, no matter what, if people wanted more or not, they were on to the next one. Gary's like us in a lot of ways where, dude, we're still running. Let me look at my cabinet decal here of like the oldest game that we're shipping. Like we're shipping, where is Big Buck Hunter? Big Buck Hunter is like 2010.
Jeez.
And it's like we're still shipping it. Our snowboarding game or snowcross game, 2012. We're still shipping it. It's 5 years in.
I actually really like that, and I think that's one of the neat things that's happened with, at least especially with Stern. I guess Jersey Jack too. You can still buy Wizard of Oz new in box.
Yeah.
I think that's actually a really neat thing that's kind of happened over the past few years, where there's like a catalog of games I can go look at to purchase new in box at any given time. Because I get the feeling it wasn't like that back in the day, kind of when the run was done and things were sold out.
Dude, then you just had to hope for when that secondary market, when the operator would like pull that game.
Yeah. Very interesting. So...
Dude, it's like everything else. Content, right?
Content. I do. I like it. I was trying to tell somebody about Europe versus United States, and one of the things that I think when you just said that clicked in my head is there's a lot of things in Europe right now, at least in my wheelhouse of things that I'm interested in, where there's not a lot of content, where there's just reduced choices, and that's been hard to get used to.
It's not the American way.
Well, it's it's segregated markets is what it is. Smaller markets and blah blah blah. Okay, so Pinburg's approaching. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are I'm glad I only have to fly to Pittsburgh once during the weekend. That's great.
Yeah.
I'm starving. I can't wait for some sandwiches.
We have to
I
do
saw
like
some people post. I saw some people posting on Pinside like asking for the name of it, and I'm just like, if anybody says, I'm gonna like send them a private message and be like, dude.
So I come back after like months of not doing
it.
shows, and I get more email about the sandwich shop than anything else this week.
You're not spilling it, are you?
No,
don't spill it.
No, I mean people know. Some people know. The Carl D'Angelos of the world know. I'll put it that way.
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah. So I
don't share it, Carl. Don't share it.
No. I told him to join us once. I invited him to join us. Carl's a great guy. I just didn't want him to like bring other people. I was just trying to keep other people. No, I'm just kidding.
Here's your ticket. It's just one. There's no guest.
Yeah, exactly. What was Papa like this year? I haven't talked to you about Papa at all. What was like with the new format? Did it feel like Papa to you?
No, I mean, kind of. No, not really. It felt like a Herb show. It felt like there was never. I mean, I think you were around when I had like my late night qualifying run a couple of years back or whatever, where I counted myself out because it was like I turned into a frickin' gremlin after 8 p.m. or something.
Yeah. And
like I made a run late, and like the anxiousness and excitement and pressure, like that was all gone, right? Like next game, I don't know, it was just sort of numbing. Which is kind of how herb styles are. They're just sort of numb to the touch. So I missed the pressure, the fun, the heartbreak of an entry gone wrong. But I'm also a masochist, and having 3 people that like that and 97 people that hate it, you probably shouldn't do that format.
I still don't believe that. I guess I might believe that if
nuts.
you sample. No,
you're nuts.
Maybe I'm just talking to too many good players, but most of the good players I heard said they missed the old format.
Would you miss Pinburg?
Oh, I'd miss Pinburg incredibly. Yeah, definitely.
No, but you didn't go to Papa this year, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. I see what you're saying. Would I not go to it?
Right.
Yeah, I didn't go to Papa this year twofold, though. I mean, one, obviously, just I live in Europe now and it's hard. But number 2, I'm actually not that interested in going to play a Herb tournament in April in Pittsburgh. If you just break it down to that, it lost the mystique a little bit to me because it's not Papa.
See, I think at least for my friends, like they never went to Papa because it wasn't fun for them, and they're far more likely to dabble in Herb, a D division of Herb, knowing that they don't have any pressure to deal with.
But travel to Pittsburgh for that, though, I don't think
sure.
I don't know if the draw's there now. I think the draw was there 10 years ago when there weren't many collections around the country to play that many games, but there's places you can play a lot of games now.
I guess. I mean, you still have the mystique you had the mystique of the building and the challenge of the players that do show up. I mean, the field size compared to like an Indisc or an Expo, all the other stack up all the Herb tournaments amongst each other, and it's still like the toughest field.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely.
So it's like if I'm looking to go to war with the best in the world, like I don't care if we're playing, however you want to dictate the format, like just send me to a bar, in Alaska if the other top 50 people are going to be there.
I mean, you basically did that in Denmark. I mean, isn't
right,
that kind
there you go.
Yeah.
Find any closet with 50 games and 60 people, and I'll show up.
So I don't know.
So to me, it's more about the people than the format. Like, if all the good people show up, like it's war, which is like that's the fun. I'd much rather not. Like, I wouldn't go to like what Pintastic this weekend. I think is Papa style. Like, I'm not dying to like go to Pintastic now because it's Papa style, because I need to play that style. Like, because it's not a big deal for, like the upper tier players. You know what I mean? So like Papa style without the Papa is also not meaningful. You know what I mean? So it's like, you can't base it all the success or glory of that tournament on the format, where it's like, hey man, we're offering that format. Like,
no,
why
and
aren't you
I
showing up?
certainly wouldn't base it all on that, because it is way bigger than that, and they were one of the forces behind keeping pinball going, and certainly competitive pinball. So I certainly wouldn't. I think that's almost demeaning to say it was just the format, but I just felt there was something, as competitive pinball sort of has taken off running, there was something about that big tournament at that big building with that gnarly format that was just really special, and I hated to see it go. But
yeah, you know what? Stuff breaks.
yeah,
You die. People die.
I know. It's only pinball.
People will get resurrected.
So you watched the spooky pinball documentary, Things That Go Bump in the Night.
There you go. I was like, I feel like there was something else we were going to talk about. I did. I watched it last night.
I thought they did a fantastic job with that thing.
I thought it was great. I learned a lot. I learned that Benton's a much nicer town than the town I live in terms of the city helping a brother out. Holy crap!
I know. I thought to myself,
awesome.
if I ever hit a rough time in my life, I'm moving to Wisconsin.
Just move there. They'll free meals. They'll take care of you. Do you just text the city like, I'm kind of cold tonight. Can you bring me a blanket?
Maybe. I mean, aren't you always kind of cold up there?
It was cool to see the story, like, at least from because I don't know a whole lot about how Charlie got started and whatnot. I mean, I did his podcast once, and I know that making games is hard, and so I knew the battle that he was facing maybe before he did, just even with what I do on the video game side.
Yeah, definitely.
But I didn't know a lot of the behind the scenes stuff of how bad things started when America's Most Haunted was launched, how many orders they didn't have. I didn't know how crappy it was. That it's sort of like the stories that I hear from Raw Thrills, where it's that Eugene was close to pulling the plug here, and it was one more shot of money for them to get their first game out and really make it a better product. And if he could have easily chosen to throw in the towel at that moment. So it's weird to hear the stories of those almost towel throwing in moments, and then the stuff changing, and then the Texas story with everything sort of blowing up for that. It was really cool and really well done.
It's kind of a weird little moment in this weird little hobby / industry of ours, and I'm really happy that Joel and Dana Reeves decided that, hey, we're going to do this. We're going to make a documentary. I was emailing back and forth with them about it because I just told them
you were in it, man.
I know. I bought one of those games. I have number 22, I think. So. I was pretty early on, and I remember Ben Heck telling me at one of those shows, he said, "I'll bet we build 50." I think is what he said to me, and I was like, "No way, man! You'll do better than that." He goes, "Nope, 50. That's what it's going to be." And they capped it at 150 after that. And I said, "Oh, it's too low." He goes, "Nate, we're not going to get to 100. And then all of a sudden, boom. So, wow. Yeah, it really was that whole kind of, comeback story on that game. And now,
it's so funny because it feels obviously it's time moves so fast or so slow, depending on perspective. But it's that doesn't 2013 or whatever doesn't feel like it was that long ago. And it's you look at where Charlie and crew are right now, and it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, they have a lot going for them. I think that I love that they're not trying to be Jack or Stern or try and do this we're the biggest, greatest thing in the world. It's sort of no, we're humble. We're in Wisconsin. We're going to build 300 of these. And if you want to buy one, buy one. If you don't, that's fine. I think that's one of the big attractions to that company.
Yeah, I also think it's just smart, right? Learning to sort of crawl before you can walk, before you can run. I mean, I think you've seen a lot of the other companies sort of try and fail when you show up to the dance and proclaim yourself as champion or something. You know what I mean? And it's dude, you haven't done SHIT yet. What's going on?
Yeah, that's
the whether it's Highway on your show talking about the 100 games a week or 100 games a month. We're going to build 78,000 games this month or whatever. And it's dude, Jesus Christ. Wow.
That was definitely one of those moments.
I'm sure he believed it too. I mean,
I remember I did that interview with Andrew in the morning. I stayed home from work that morning because it was the only time he could talk.
He's overseas.
Yeah, so I was like, I'll stay and talk because I want to. Because I'm hearing all these great things. And when he said those numbers, 500 games a week over, I'm like,
Right. It's like, dude, Stern wishes that they could do that right now. Oh,
well, and I thought to myself, either he doesn't understand something here, or we're about to get bowled over by this manufacturing genius in pinball.
Right?
Like,
with like there were like 5 games in development. I mean, it was like either we're holding back and like the floodgates are just going to open, and it's like, and it didn't happen. Because that's just not how it happens.
No.
And it didn't happen for us either. You know, we're a pretty big company here at Raw now, but, you know, we were not when we started. You know, I can remember I joked with Eugene, the first trade show that Raw Thrills was at, like Zach and I sort of walked by the booth, and we were in the Betson booth, and it's like, we thought it was like Betson's game. We had no idea who this company was or anything that was going on. And it was just like this group of kids in the basement. Nate, it's a bunch of kids in the basement making games.
Well,
and it's like the only way you sort of get to where you want to go is like, you know, and I can see the path for Charlie if it's like 150, 300, 500, and it's like, do we staff up again to do 1,000? You know what I mean? Those decisions that get made of like, do you expand the business, and then can you handle the sustainability of business at that level? And like those are the decisions you have to make, because overhead and inventory are killers. They're killers. And it was amazing when on the documentary Charlie was like, we were releasing parts for games 5 at a time, and I'm like, I do all the purchasing here, and I'm just like, oh my god,
that's expensive.
That would just god, that would just destroy anyone's profitability at a game.
Oh, I see it all the time, even at Taylor Guitars. We have things sometimes where, we're going to make this running change. And so then 3 months later, you're back in a meeting, you're like, I thought we were making a change. And we're like, well, we found 10,000 of these wires, and they were $1.50 each, and you didn't want to just throw them away, so we're going to make the running change once we get through these 10,000,
our contract manufacturer has been known to do that. For, you know, we tell them, like, hey, man, you know, make this running change and scrap whatever, and then, like, you fast forward 2 months and you realize he's still working through his old inventory.
That's the reality of manufacturing. I mean, building one of anything, not that hard. I mean, a lot of people can build one of something. Building 5 is really hard. Building 100 is just...
Yeah, once you get into like 50 or more, like the infrastructure has to be there.
Yeah.
And then once you get to 50 or more, you sort of have to, like, if you're doing 50 a month, like, and you're staffing for 50 a month, you have to maintain that, or else you blow your budgets. When like, this month we only did 20. Well, guess what? All the workers were paid as if they made 50.
Exactly. Oh, what did we say? Pinball's hard? Something like that.
You coined it, man, back in all those years ago, back in 2014, probably 2012. I don't know, how long have you been doing this thing? When was your first show?
It's funny. Somebody brought up an old thread on Pinside to like say welcome back, and they brought up my like original thread, and it said posted 4 years ago, and I thought that can't be right, and it is. It's actually right.
How about that?
So yeah, I think I started in June as well. Maybe not. I don't remember. Doesn't matter.
This is the anniversary episode. Who knew?
Who knew? Episode 234 is the anniversary episode. Nice run. 234. So, all right. Well, I had a whole show planned, quite honestly, and it was actually...
Dude, this is where, I'll hang up and then just do another hour and then hold it and then do it like the next day, and then people will be like, oh my god, Nate released 2 episodes in 2 days in a row. He is back.
I do not want to start that up. No, this is going to be the episode.
It's the new Canada.
Who? No, I'm just kidding, Chris. Chris is in Las Vegas, actually, on vacation. That's the only reason. That's the only reason I'm back.
Except for when he's podcasting while he's out.
Well, when he's back in New York, I'm just going to disappear again for 6 months. So.
Come to think of it, I've not seen you guys in the same place at the same time.
It's happened a couple times.
You guys could be the same person.
No, he's in a lot better shape than I am.
Me too.
Yeah. No, it's happened, and he's real quiet in person. It's so weird. Anyway, all right, Josh Sharp, that is it. I must go. It's late here. It's 11:30.
Right, it's probably right. I'm gonna finish my day at work, which means you probably need to go to sleep.
I'm gonna go to bed. I'm not even gonna edit this show tonight.
This new timing works. Well, you can just shoot me a text. It's like, what are you doing? Nothing.
Nothing. Podcasting, and Skype's actually holding up tonight. Like, wonders never cease.
How about that? And that's good because I'm supposed to talk to Taylor in for 2 minutes. So this is perfect. We're ending shortly.
Tell Taylor I said hello.
I'm kidding. I'm not.
I just listened to Taylor and Tommy's most recent show. Good stuff.
Yeah,
Good
man,
stuff.
they do good stuff.
Yeah, they cover it
Dude,
all.
the world has moved. The world has moved on without you.
Oh, I knew it would. I would hope so.
Go shove that ego somewhere.
Somewhere in Pinburg. I'm gonna win Pinburg, so I'll shove it.
There you go. Dude, I can't wait if you win, like, D Division or something. You'd be like, I told you guys.
Told you guys.
Check out this trophy.
I'm going to win just by being there. Nah. All right. Very good. Thank you for chatting with me.
Cool, man.
We'll see you soon. Later.
Yep. Bye.
That's it. That's all. That's episode 234 of Coast to Coast Pinball. Thank you, Josh Sharp. I appreciate your time. Thank you, friendly listeners, for checking the show out. Until next time, be nice to each other. Take care. Play some more pinball. Later.